All right, what's up, fellas? It's Mark Parson, cornerback pro, former NFL cornerback of the Houston Texans and the New Orleans Saints, and now I'm coaching you guys up all over the world. All right, so today we got one of my favorite cornerbacks, especially when I was growing up. Got Champ Bailey. Uh, this guy is an amazing athlete. He ran a 4.28 40, and he could ball, man. And this particular video is going to be about cover two and the relationship between the cornerback and the safety, and how we as corners got to help the safety out. But I will tell you this: if you go back and watch this footage, it's Plaxico Burress versus Champ Bailey. If you look it up, it's Highlight Castle has the actual clip. So go back there and watch the video. Especially with the information I teach you, you should be able to go and see where the professionals and the college guys that I do these videos on, you see when they do well and when they do bad, right? That's going to help you out to be able to notice those things. All right. So, Champ Bailey. Now, check this out. Before we get into it, I actually talked to Nick Ferguson. Nick Ferguson is going to be the safety. He's going to be the safety in this play. He played with me in Houston, right, for the Texans. And, man, we were talking about this play. And I'm going to tell you about it. I'm going to show you first, but I'm going to tell you what he was talking to me about. Because Champ, well, let's watch it first. So, right here. So, at corner and cover two, we got the flats. And the safety's got, like, he has half of the field, deep half. Okay. So Plex is like 6'6", 232 pounds. So he's a big guy. You got Eli Manning doing his thing, probably in his prime back then. So we get caught on, right? Now, to the average eye, to the untrained eye, we could be like, okay, well, he has half of the field. So, that's the safety's fault. Now, there's a couple things Nick and I were talking about. Look, from a techniques perspective, what do I talk about coming out of our breaks? So, Nick, he does round this off. That's number one. Nick is standing straight up. That's number two. And then there's a few things we can do. All right, so we're low on our pedal. We make sure we get out of our break. We don't round off our breaks. We tuck our chin. We cycle our arms. So, of course, there's a few things. Then when we get there, now Nick's a big hitter. Nick's a big hitter, but obviously the ball's pretty up, it's up there. So he tries to jump and disrupt the ball and get the ball out, but he missed times to jump. There's a couple things we could do. Shoot, we could chop this tall dude down when he goes in the air and then make him, have to make an amazing catch. I mean, there's a few things, obviously, right? So we can grab his arm, grab his wrist, but there's a few things from a safety perspective that we could have done better right here. But that's a tough play. It's a tough play going against a really tall guy. Great throw by Eli Manning, and he ends up getting both feet in. It's a catch. All right, but we're not going to talk about safeties today. We're going to talk about us corners at that flat corner position, okay, in cover two. So we're going to talk about where Champ messed up. And when we look at Champ, let's imagine that it's us playing that position. So I'm going to go all the way back to the beginning. All right. So first thing, Shockey, so you got the tight end right here. Here's the reason why I'm going to say it's our fault, and I want you to learn. So Shockey's lined up out here, number one. He goes in motion, he comes under, right? So you got Plax right here. So Plax was in the slot. Okay, cool. Now he becomes number one. So the first thing we got to do at corner, cover two. Now, look, what I'm going to tell you. There's a whole bunch of different ways to play zone coverage, right? So I'm telling you the basics. So the basic is, hey, we got flats. The safety got a deep half, right? So he got this half of the field. He got this half of the field. He got flats. He got flats from a DP perspective, unless you're nickel in here, and we're not going to talk about that right now. All right, so first thing we need to do, especially when we got two speed over here, right? We got the passing strength over here. We got to help the safety out. So in cover two at flat corner, we got to help the safety out. So we need to get a reroute. It should be a difference in their speed. So if both go vertical, which both of them do, if both go vertical, this guy, number one, he should be right here, and Shockey can be right here. We got to remember, it's all about disrupting the timing. Remember, this guy has a clock in his head, so he's only going about he got what 4 to 5 seconds to get rid of that ball, especially a guy who can't run. Now, if you're going against Russell Wilson, that's a little bit different. You're gonna have to plaster to your coverage. It's a little harder, because he can extend the play. But right here, we have to get a reroute because the safety is going to feel too much speed back here. And one of the reasons why Nick had to stay, and I just got off the phone with him, one of the reasons, and I see it, Jeremy Shockey went deep. They both went vertical. Okay, so the linebacker took him, right? The linebacker was inside, but still, that's Shockey. Shockey was on top of him, basically. So it held Nick inside, and then you're going to see a smash concept. So you're going to see the back come out here to the flats, and then he basically runs a corner, okay? So it's a smash concept. So we're going to see a couple things. So first things first, we got to get a reroute to help us out. We got to help the safety out. Not only is it going to help the safety out, it's going to help us out because we're going to be in a good position to do what after that? Get into our exit angle. So after you reroute, what you do is you immediately get into a run. Your eyes are going to still be back inside. So your eyes inside, and you're opening up to the inside, and then you run. You're going to run for about 5 yards, I would say, maybe 5, 7 yards, and then you get into a shuffle on an exit angle. I'm going to tell you why. So you got to get the exit angle creates width. So you keep your width just in case they throw this to the back, and you got to come in, put your foot in the ground, and make the tackle outside in. But let's watch it. Let's watch the lack of the reroute. So we miss them because our eyes are in the wrong place right there. And then we just got to arrive violently. But I'm going to show you, they're going to put it in slow motion again, the replay. So it's reroute, then get into an exit angle. And I have a video on my channel where I talk about how to do that. Cover 2. All right, so let's watch it. Okay, no reroute right there by my man Champ. Okay, look at this. So there is a little difference, but still, that's too much speed. Okay, now look at this back. Here's what happens. And my coach used to say, watch Champ. You see how he settles his feet? We can't do that, especially when the sticks are right here. We got to make this such a hard throw. So before we settle our feet, we're gonna read the quarterback, but I would rather them throw the shorter route in the smash concept, okay, instead of this. So I'm gonna take this away, help him out, take this one away, instead of and basically rally to the shorter route, the shorter the running back coming out of the backfield. But my coach used to call it taking the cheese, right? So like a mouse trap. So he sees the cheese right there, and you're like, oh, this is gonna be an easy pick when it's out. And really, you bite the cheese, and then they get a big play. So you see that? Just your presence. Let me show. Champ is 4'2" guy. He's a 4'2" guy. 6'1", 4'2". It's incredible. Champ, just his presence being back here, if he would have not took that cheese right there and not settled his feet, the quarterback, Eli, would have easily threw it to the out. We rally, make the tackle. It's a better play for us, okay? But instead, he settles his feet, and then we make it really hard. So not only did he miss the reroute, he didn't get to the proper exit angle. And he took the cheese by trying to jump the short route with the running back coming out of the backfield, and made it really hard on my dude Nick. So one of the funny things about it is, like, Nick's a really funny guy. I don't know what his Instagram. I think Nick's Instagram is probably like, you know what? Hold on, let me pause it. Let me see. Okay, yeah, let me give you his Instagram so you can follow Nick. He's a really funny guy. It's Nick Ferguson _25. So yeah, hit him up. Hit him up and tell him I sent you. All right. But just remember that. Understand what we're doing. Cover 2 as a cornerback. Man, look, we gotta work together as DBs. We gotta help our DB out back there, who's, especially when he got all this speed coming, he got 2 vertical. Man, that's hard. Okay. Now again, Nick could have done better. got out of his break. You know, if I would have coached him up, if I was, if it was me now, I could coach him up. And we talked about it. He was like, yeah, I could have done better on this and that. But the funny thing is, Rick Smith, who was the assistant GM, came up to him on the plane when they were going home and said, hey man, why you didn't make that play? Basically, everybody came to him. It was like, yo, it was basically his fault. And he was trying to explain his case. He said nobody came to Champ. And that's what happens sometimes when you're the man. Champ obviously was been the man for a while at this point, you know, so they kind of, that's always been like that, yo. I will say that. I said that. I remember a couple times in college when we had Deion Byram. Deion Byram had one of the best collegiate seasons that I've ever seen in my life, his senior year, my freshman year. And when he would mess up, the coach would cuss out the safety. And we're like, you know, Coach Burrow was like, Tony, where the hell are you? You know? And he was like, Coach, you serious? And it'll be Deion's fault. But that's just happened, you know. Hey, that's how it is sometimes. But you know, everybody thought it was a fault, but now, like me looking at it, to the untrained eye, it would be all the safety's fault. But really, it's us. Like we got to help them out. Number one, our eyes can't be inside so early. There's nothing to really see in here at this point. So we need to get a reroute first, help him out, especially when Shockley's going deep like this, going vertical, and then get into a nice exit angle. So go through my video, you will see me doing this, okay? So reroute and then immediately get into an exit angle so that we can take away that corner. And if he does throw the corner still, we can pick it off. He throws it right here. We rally to it, make a tackle. Then it's third down. All right, fellas. So let's watch it one more time. I want you to see it. Look, smash concept. Come inside and he runs the corner route. Nick can make a better break. They gotta make him pay for jumping. They gotta make him pay. Receivers do not like getting hit. I promise you. Ask them. All right. So I definitely wanted to show that. Oh, shout out to my young fella who actually he sent this to me through email. He was like, Coach Parson, can we do this? I mean, can you make a video on this? There's a lot of different things on this video that I probably will go back and make breakdown of it. Because Champ, one thing Champ I noticed in this press, man, yo, he does a really good job of staying in front of guys. Like he does a really good job of that. So I would go, if I were y'all, I would go back to this video and just look it up. Plaxico Burress versus Champ Bailey. Highlight Castle makes the video. So shout out to them. But definitely go and watch it and you'll see. You'll see what I'm talking about. I mean, he got scored on, I think got scored on once. But that happens, man. You just gotta keep going, keep fighting, and keep your attitude, you know, and your confidence up. All right. So make sure you guys email me at cornerbackpro@gmail.com. Ask me for the one-on-one mastery program so you can lock everybody and anybody down. I have all the techniques and strategies in that, and I'll include the mind and body training and all that good stuff for you to be the best ever. That's the goal. The goal is to be the best ever. So you got to work towards that every single day with that type of effort. Be the best ever. Nothing less. All right? Stay tuned for the next video, guys. Peace.